Hello everyone, this is Amit Rathi. I'm founder at Nurtch. Today I'm going to show you how to use DevOps executable runbooks inside of GitLab. The runbooks are in Jupyter Notebook format and they let you do things like pull CloudWatch graphs, roll back deployments, run SQL queries, and so on. Having an up-to-date runbook makes it so much easier to diagnose and fix incidents when that pager goes off at midnight. So let's just jump right in. Let's say the Stream API is an important project for your team and you want to write incident runbooks for it. First, we need to set up Jupyter Hub. We'll install Jupyter on a Kubernetes cluster. The installation is super easy. With just a few clicks, GitLab lets you create a Kubernetes cluster on Google Cloud. Once the cluster is provisioned, it's available here. You can install a bunch of software on it with one-click install. The most important one for us is the Jupyter Hub here at the bottom. As you can see, it's already installed for us, but you can as easily install it on your projects. Let's just copy this and go to this endpoint. Here you can log in with your GitLab credentials. Once you authorize GitLab, it will spin up a Jupyter environment for your use. Once inside of Jupyter, you can see this folder called DevOps Runbook Demo. It has runbook template that we put together for you. Let's just go ahead and open it and open the template itself. First of all, if you're not familiar with Jupyter Notebook, here's what you need to know. It's essentially a document containing markdown, executable code and output all served in a browser. So there are a lot of things you can do with Jupyter itself. And we've built this open source library called Runbooks to help you do a lot of common DevOps tasks inside of Notebook. Let's see what all we can do with it. We can run queries against a SQL database. To do that, we need credentials, endpoint, and other information. All of this is stored safely inside GitLab project variables, and we use the GitLab Python client to fetch this information as and when needed. Let's just go ahead and execute this query. As you can see the output right here. When diagnosing issues, you can use this to see slow running queries, auto vacuum status, etc. Running SQL queries is useful, but it's part of Jupyter functionality. Now let's see some Rubik's magic. You can easily plot CloudWatch metrics with the help of Rubik's plot metric method. Let's just go ahead and run this snippet. You can see CPU utilization of one of our EC2 instances. It's mostly been near zero until it started spiking up to 100% recently. It looks like something is up. The beauty is that you can pull in any CloudWatch graph with just one line of code. And this method has a lot of options, and as you can see in the documentation here. Now, we can also fetch deployment information and plot important events on top of CloudWatch metric. Let's just execute this. You can see the latest ECS deployment information here. And we drew the deployment time marker on top of the CPU utilization graph. Now we can easily see there is some correlation between latest deployment time and CPU utilization spike. So no more going to different UIs and converting time zones in your head and so on. So let's just say you want to roll back the deployment and investigate further. There is a handy method in Runbooks that lets you roll back the deployment. This statement here will roll back Hello World service on our production ECS cluster. So let's just go ahead and execute this. It asks us which version to roll back to. Let's say we choose the latest one. Just hit enter and it'll start the rollback for you. So no more clicking around disparate clunky UIs to roll back a deployment in ECS. Rubik's is an open source library that lets you do all these things easily. There are more things you can do with it, like managing a Kubernetes cluster and so on. You can modify this runbook template to your needs, create more runbooks, share with your teammates and so on. We're excited to see what you build with it. Thank you.